The Nevada desert had a way of swallowing sound, stealing breath, and grinding hope into dust. But on that brutal afternoon, even the desert seemed to pause, listening. The sun hovered like a burning brand over the cracked earth. Heat shimmered so violently the distant hills twisted like ghosts trying to escape the horizon. And somewhere between those half-born mirages, a faint groan rose from the mud pits. Not quicksand, not water, just thick, deadly alkali mud that trapped whatever entered. Horses, men, dreams. And inside that pit, a woman struggled for her life. Her face was half buried in the sludge, streaked with dirt, blood, and broken thorns tangled in her hair. Only her shoulders and trembling hands were visible, clawing at the drying crust around her. Her lips were cracked from the sun, but still she whispered, "Somebody, please, I'm still here." The wind didn't answer. The desert didn't care. Her name was Alara Kane, and she wasn't supposed to live long enough to make a sound. Miles away, a lone rider cut across the sand, boots dusty, eyes tired, hat pulled low. Colt Braddock, a man running from a past he wouldn't talk about, a past stitched onto his skin like old scars. He didn't ride to save anyone. He didn't look for trouble. He had learned long ago that trouble found him just fine on its own. Today he just wanted to cross the basin before nightfall. But then he heard it. A sound no cowboy ever expects in a dead valley. A woman's broken gasp. Colt pulled the reins so hard that his horse, Flint, reared. At first he thought he imagined it. The desert played tricks sometimes. Voices carried weird. Memories whispered where they shouldn't. Then it came again. Softer. Strained. Barely human. "Help! Please!" And Colt Braddock turned, slow, wary, like a man who absolutely did not want to see what he feared he'd see. But he saw her. A woman, half submerged in the mud pit, eyes wide with terror, body trembling as if the earth itself was trying to swallow her. For a moment, Colt froze. He wasn't a savior, wasn't a lawman, wasn't even sure he was still a good man. But damn it, he couldn't ride past that. No decent man could. Alara saw the cowboy silhouette blur through the heat waves. For a moment she thought she was hallucinating again, like earlier that morning when she thought she saw water or heard her father's voice. But then the horse's hooves struck real dust. The man was real. Her tears mixed with mud. "Please," she whispered, voice cracking. "Please, pull me out." Colt slid off his horse in a heartbeat, boots sinking into the dried crust near the pit. "Don't move," he warned. She gave a broken laugh. "Trust me, I can't." Colt scanned the drag marks, the torn dress, the bruises on her arms, the rope burns on her wrists. Someone put her here. Someone meant for her to die here. He knelt, reached out his hand. "You grab my wrist," he said calmly, "not my hand. You slip, I'm losing you." Her muddy fingers closed around him, not weakly, desperately. With a grunt, Colt braced one boot, dug into the dirt, and began pulling. The mud fought back, sucking her down like a demon trying to reclaim its sacrifice. Alara gasped, screaming as pain shot through her buried legs. Come on, Colt growled, muscles straining. You're not dying today. With one final heave, she burst free, collapsing into his arms, shaking violently. He held her steady. She sobbed into his chest. "Thank you. Thank you." Colt swallowed hard. "Let's get you water. Then you tell me who did this." Her eyes lifted, terrified, haunted. "His name is Mason Riker," she whispered. "And he's coming back." Colt felt it before he heard it, the ground trembling beneath his boots. Hoofbeats, fast, mean, coming toward them like a storm of devils. Elias flinched so hard she almost fell. No, he found me." Colt grabbed her arm. "Who?" She answered with a single word that made Colt's blood run cold. "Riker." Mason Riker, leader of the Black Sun Gang, a brutal outlaw crew known for burying people alive as punishment. Colt knew them, even rode with them for 6 months long ago, before he learned what kind of monsters they truly were, before he put a bullet in one of them and walked away with a price on his head. And now they were coming. The horizon shook as 7 riders appeared, guns drawn, dust trails rising behind them. Colt cursed under his breath. "We can't outrun them on foot." Elias trembled. "He'll kill me. He told me he would. He said nobody escapes him." Colt lifted her onto his horse. "Lady, if he wants you, he'll have to kill me first. Kill me." Flint thundered across the sand, Elias clinging to Colt's back, her nails digging into his coat. Behind them, the Black Sun Gang roared like wolves closing on prey. Bullets sliced the air. One hit Flint's saddle, another grazed Colt's shoulder. Elias screamed. Colt yelled back, "Keep your head down!" The chase tore across dry riverbeds, over jagged rocks, through thunderclouds of dust. Flint was fast, but the gang had more horses, more guns, more rage. Riker's voice cut across the wind. "Braddock, leave her, and I won't bury you alive." Colt smirked grimly. "That's the problem, Riker. I never do what you want." He yanked Flint's reins hard, turning toward a narrow canyon cut into the earth, a place Colt knew like the scars on his hands. The gang followed. They always did. Straight into the trap. Colt slid off Flint and helped Elias down. "You're safe here," he whispered. "I know these rocks. I know where they'll ride, and I know how to kill them." Elias touched his wounded shoulder. "You're hurt." "I'll live." "But there's 7. Colt loaded his rifle with calm precision. Not for long. The canyon walls swallowed sound as the gang thundered in. Colt took position on a ledge, breathing slow. 1 shot. A rider fell. 2 more charged. Colt fired again. Elias covered her ears as gunfire echoed like thunder trapped in stone. The fight was brutal, smoke filling the canyon, horses rearing, men shouting, bullets sparking off rocks. One outlaw grabbed Elias, dragging her by her hair. She screamed. Colt saw red. He dropped his rifle, leapt off the ledge, and tackled a man into the dust. The outlaw swung a knife. Colt slammed his elbow into the man's jaw, twisting the blade free, and plunged it into his chest. Elias crawled backward, shaking. "Colt!" He grabbed her hand. "We're almost—" A bullet ripped through his side. He staggered. She screamed. Riker stepped forward, tall, monstrous, wearing a coat branded with the Black Sun symbol. "Well, well," Riker snarled. "The girl and the traitor, both in one hole." He raised his gun toward Elara. Colt pushed himself in front of her. "I said," he rasped, blood running down his ribs, "you're not touching her." Riker laughed. "You can't stop me." Elara's hand trembled toward Colt's fallen revolver. Riker didn't see it. Colt did. "Elara," he whispered, "take the shot." She hesitated, breath shaking, tears running down her muddy face. "Do it," Colt urged, voice weakening. "This is your moment. Take it. End this." Riker turned. A shot cracked. The bullet hit him clean. He fell. The canyon went silent. Elara dropped the revolver, collapsing beside Colt. "I'm sorry," she whispered through tears. "I'm sorry you're hurt because of me." Colt forced a weak smile. "Darling, you saved us both." They rode slowly out of the canyon, Colt wounded, Elara supporting him, both leaning on the horse as if all three shared the same heartbeat. By sunset, they reached a small, abandoned line shack. Elara cleaned Colt's wound with careful hands. He hissed in pain. "Hurts less than that mud pit," she said softly. He laughed, the first laugh he'd had in years. They sat together under a sky painted in fire and gold. Elara whispered, "Why did you save me?" Colt looked at her, really looked. "Because I know what it's like to need someone and have nobody show up." She brushed dirt from his cheek. "You showed up." He touched her hand gently. "So did you, when you pulled that trigger." A long silence passed, warm, tender, alive. Elara rested her head on his shoulder. "So, what happens now?" Colt wrapped an arm around her, steady and sure. "Now," he murmured, "we ride somewhere the desert can't bury us." And together, two broken souls who never should have crossed paths found something rare in the brutal Wild West. A beginning, not an ending. If this story pulled you in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. And tell me, where in the world are you listening from? Your support helps me create the next Wild West tale for you.